Welcome to Lesson 1 in Unit 6, Seeds, Sprouts, and Sunshine. In this lesson, students will work to answer the question, what is in a seed? In mySci Unit 1 during kindergarten, students have identified the parts of a plant, but not their functions. Students would have observed that plants grow in particular environments such as a forest or a meadow. Students will figure out during this lesson that seeds come from plants, and seeds contain parts that do a certain job. This lesson is approximately 3 days. Begin by introducing students to the unit topic, Seeds, Sprouts, and Sunshine. Tell students, by the end of our unit, we are going to answer the question, how can we design a solution to a human problem by mimicking a plant part? What do you think we need to know in order to be able to meet this design challenge? What questions do you have? Ask students, have you ever seen a maple fruit falling from a tree? Maybe you call them helicopters. What can we learn from maple fruits? Show students the following example of designing solutions by mimicking a plant part. They will view a short clip of the maple fruit drone. Say to students, these engineers made something that can fly through the air and take pictures by studying how a maple fruit can fly. You may want to write some of their ideas and questions on a piece of chart paper to revisit throughout the unit. Next, tell students this unit is all about plants, how plants grow, the parts of a plant, and how plants and animals, including humans, interact. This image shown here is a maple fruit containing seeds from a maple tree. In the Engage portion of this lesson, students will view time-lapse plant growth videos before examining seeds and discussing where they have seen these seeds before. Show one of the following time-lapse plant growth videos to students. You could ask them to think about how a tree or flowers around their schoolyard grew, or their own favorite fruits. Ask students, what questions do you have about this phenomenon or thing we observe? How could we figure out the answers to your questions? Chart student questions and ideas. Do not answer the students' questions at this time and accept all answers that they give. Revisit this chart throughout the lessons to see if questions are answered. Next, divide the class into 6 groups. Give each group a seed with non-seeds in the bag to examine and sort. Ask the class, what kinds of groupings did you make? Did anyone put the seeds together? What kind of seeds were in the bag? Do beans count as seeds? Has anyone ever eaten a bean before? What kind? Ask the class, what is your favorite fruit to eat? Do you eat the whole thing? Why or why not? What do you think the inside of seeds might look like? How does a seed sprout into a plant? Have students answer these questions with a turn and talk. Take a few answers to share with the whole class. Tell students that they will be examining seeds and learning how they grow. In the Explore portion of this lesson, students will observe and compare the pre-soaked black beans to the unsoaked beans and compare the bean colors and shapes. See the tutorial for specific directions for this activity. Ask each student to choose a black bean to examine with the hand lens. Direct them to carefully peel the outer covering off the soaked seeds, split them open, and use their hand lens to look closely as they separate each seed into 2 halves. Have students discuss with a partner the possible parts of the seeds they found. You could have students draw what they see in their science journal on the bean drawing sheet from student page 2. Tell them there are different parts in a seed. Ask, can you find the parts? Discuss with students the purpose of each seed part and what they look like. Refer to the lesson plan in the teacher guide for more information and discussion topics. In the Explain, students will demonstrate the planting of a black bean, kidney bean, and pinto bean in the pots with soil and put under the grow light or near a warm, sunny window. You should plant extras in case they do not sprout. All materials should be provided in your kit. You could give each student a bean and let them place it into the soil. Ask students, what do these seeds need if they are going to be able to sprout and grow? Do all the seed types need the same thing? They need water to sprout and light to grow. All seeds will need these two things. This is a pattern that students may notice. Continue to observe the seeds as they sprout and grow. Keep the plants growing to use in Lesson 2, Elaborate. Use student page 4, How to Plant a Seed, for students to write a how-to for planting seeds in soil. Connect this writing exercise to how farmers and gardeners have to plant seeds the right way so that they will grow well. During the Elaborate, read the book, A Fruit is a Suitcase for Seeds. Refer to the Read Aloud Guide on Teacher Page 2 for detailed information. You could bring in and cut open some fruits such as apples, pears, tomatoes, and peppers for students to observe that different plants make different types of seeds. Discuss the fruits and seeds mentioned in the book. Explain to students that seeds come from adult plants and they make new plants. Ask the students to think of seeds and fruits either from the book or from their own knowledge. Examples might include acorns from an oak tree, apple seeds from an apple tree, beans from bean plants, or daisy seeds. Students should come to the conclusion that seeds do not just make the typical fruits and flowers we think of like oranges and daisies, but they make a wide variety of less obvious flowering plants as well, such as maple and oak trees. Afterwards, you could have students complete the Seed Suitcase worksheet on student page 3. Refer to this answer key for correct seed to fruit matchups. In the Evaluate portion of this lesson, ask students, what does a seed become? Where does a seed come from? They should respond that seeds become new plants. Seeds come from fruits that have grown on adult plants. Ask students, what have we figured out in this lesson that can help us answer our questions about our phenomenon of the plant growing? Students may respond that the plant grew from a seed. By the end of this lesson, students will have investigated the inside of a seed. Students figured out that seeds have particular parts inside that each do a job for the growing plant. Seeds come from fruits. Fruits come from adult plants. Seeds need water and light to grow. After exploring seeds, students will plant these seeds in order to observe their plant responses, plant parts, and how young plants compare to older plants. Students will be able to watch their beans grow into bean plants for Lesson 2.